What is ecosystem? An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystem contain biotic or living parts, as well as abiotic factors or non-living parts. Biotic factors include plants, animals, and other organisms. Factors include rocks, temperature, and humidity. Ecosystem can be very large or very small. Tide pools, the ponds left by the ocean as the tide goes out, are complete tiny ecosystems. Tide pools contain seaweed, a kind of algae which uses photosynthesis to create food. Herbivores such as abalone eat seaweed. Carnivores such as sea stars eat other animals in the tide pools such as clams or mussels. Tide pools depend on changing level of ocean water. Some organisms such as seaweed thrive in aquatic environment when the tide is in and the pool is full. Other organisms such as hermit crabs cannot live underwater and depend on the shallow pools left by low tides. In this way, the biotic parts of ecosystem depend on abiotic factors. There are three broad categories of ecosystem based on their general environment: freshwater, ocean water, and terrestrial. Within these broad categories are individual ecosystem types, based on the organism present and the type of environmental habitat. Ocean ecosystems are the most common, comprising 75% of Earth's surface and consisting of three basic types: shallow ocean, deep ocean water, and deep ocean surfaces. The shallow ocean ecosystem include extremely biodiverse coral reef ecosystem, and the deep ocean surface is known for its large numbers of plankton and krill that supports it. These two environments are especially important to aerobic respirators worldwide, as the phytoplankton perform 40% of all photosynthesis on Earth. Although not as diverse as the other two, deep ocean ecosystem contain a wide variety of marine organisms. Such ecosystem exist even at the bottom of the ocean where light is unable to penetrate through the water. Freshwater ecosystem are the rarest, occurring only 1.8% of Earth's surface. Lakes, rivers, streams, and springs comprise these systems. They are quite diverse and they support a variety of fish, amphibians, reptiles, insects, phytoplankton, fungi, and bacteria. Terrestrial ecosystems, also known for their diversity, group into large categories called biomes, such as tropical rainforest, savannas, desert, coniferous forest, deciduous forest, and tundra. Grouping this ecosystem into just a few biome categories obscure the great diversity of individual ecosystem within them. What is biome? Biomes are defined as the world's major communities, classified according to the predominant vegetation and characterized by adaptation of organisms to that particular environment. The importance of biomes cannot be overestimated. Biomes have changed and moved many times during the history of life on Earth. More recently, human activities have drastically altered these communities. Thus, conservation and preservation of biomes should be major concern to all. There are 6 major types of biomes. First is freshwater biome. Freshwater is defined as having a low salt concentration, usually less than 1%. Plants and animals in freshwater regions are adjusted to the low salt content and would not be able to survive in areas of high salt concentration like oceans. There are different types of freshwater regions. We have ponds and lakes. Ponds and lakes may have limited species diversity since they are often isolated from one another and from other water sources like rivers and oceans. Lakes and ponds are divided into 3 different zones, which are usually determined by depth and distance from the shoreline. Next is streams and rivers. Streams and rivers are bodies of flowing water moving in one direction. Streams and rivers can be found everywhere. They get their start at headwaters, which may be springs, snowmelt, or even lakes, and then travel all the way to their mouths, usually another water channel or the ocean. Last one is wetlands. Wetlands are areas of standing water that supports aquatic plants. Marshes, swamps, and bogs are all considered wetlands. Plant species adapted to very moist and humid conditions are called hydrophytes. Wetlands have the highest species diversity of all ecosystems. Marine biome. Marine regions cover about 3/4 of Earth's surface, and including oceans, coral reefs, and estuaries. Marine algae supply much of the world's oxygen and take in a huge amount of atmospheric carbon dioxide. The evaporation of seawater provides rainwater for the land. Here are the examples of marine biome. First is ocean. The largest of all ecosystems, oceans are very large bodies of water that dominates the Earth's surface. Like ponds and lakes, the ocean regions are separated into separate zones: intertidal, pelagic, abyssal, and benthic. All four zones have a great diversity of species. Some say that the ocean contains the richest diversity of species, even though it contains fewer species than there are on land. Coral reefs. Coral reefs are widely distributed in warm, shallow waters. They can be found as barriers along continents. Naturally, the dominant organisms in coral reefs are corals. Corals are interesting since they consist of both algae and tissues of animal polyp. Since reef waters tend to be nutritionally poor, corals obtain nutrients through algae via photosynthesis, and also by extending tentacles to obtain plankton from the water. Beside corals, the fauna includes several species of microorganisms: invertebrates, fishes, sea urchins, octopus, and sea stars. Estuaries. Estuaries are areas where freshwater streams or rivers merge with the ocean. This mixing of waters with such different salt concentration creates a very interesting and unique ecosystem. Microflora like algae and macroflora such as seaweeds, marsh grasses, and mangrove trees can be found here. Estuary supports a diverse fauna, including a variety of worms, oysters, crabs, and waterfowl. Desert biome. Deserts cover about 1/5 of Earth's surface and occur when rainfall is less than 50 cubic meter per year. Most deserts have considerable amount of specialized vegetation, as well as specialized vertebrate and invertebrate animals. Soils often have abundant nutrients because they need only water to become very productive and have little or no organic matter. Disturbances are common in the form of occasional fires or cold weather and sudden infrequent but intense rain that cause flooding. Desert biomes can be classified according to several characteristics. There are 4 major types of deserts. First is hot and dry desert. The seasons are generally warm throughout the year and very hot in the summer. The winters usually bring little rainfall. Temperature exhibit daily extremes because the atmosphere contains little humidity to block the sun rays. Desert surfaces receive a little more than twice the solar radiation received by humid regions and lose almost twice as much heat at night. The mean annual temperature range from 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. The extreme maximum ranges from 43.5 to 49 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature sometimes drop to -18 Celsius. Next is semi-arid. The major desert of this type include the sagebrush of Utah, Montana, and Great Basin. They also include the Nearctic Rim. The summers are moderately long and dry. Unlike hot deserts, the winters normally bring low concentration of rainfall. Summer temperatures usually average between 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. It normally does not go above 38 degrees Celsius, and evening temperature are cool at around 10 degrees Celsius. Cool nights help both plants and animals by reducing moisture loss and transpiration, sweating, and breathing. The third one is the coastal desert. These deserts occur in moderately cool to warm areas such as Nearctic and Neotropical Rim. A good example is the Atacama of Chile. The cool winters of coastal desert are followed by moderately long, warm summers. The average summer temperature ranges from 13 to 24 degrees Celsius. Winter temperature are 5 degrees Celsius or below. The maximum annual temperature is about 35 degrees Celsius, and the minimum is about 4 degrees Celsius. The fourth one is the cold desert. These deserts are characterized by cold winters with snowfall and high overall rainfall throughout the winter and occasionally over the summer. They occur in Antarctic, Greenland, and the Arctic Rim. They have short, moist, and moderately warm summers with fairly long cold winters. The mean winter temperature is between -2 to 4 degrees Celsius, and the mean summer temperature is between 21 to 26 degrees Celsius. Forest biome. Forest biomes are made up of trees and other woody plants. There are many types of forest. They are located in different parts of the world. The climate is different in each type of forest. Therefore, the plants and animals that can live in each type of forest are different. There are three major types of forest, classed according to latitude. First is tropical forest. Tropical forests are characterized by greatest diversity of species. They occur near the equator within the area bounded latitudes 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south. One of the major characteristics of tropical forests is their distinct seasonality. Winter is absent and only 2 seasons are present. The length of daylight is 12 hours and varies a little. The second is the temperate forest. Temperate forests occur in eastern North America, northeastern Asia, western and central Europe. Well-defined seasons with a distinct winter characterize this forest biome. Moderate climate and a growing season of 140 to 200 days during 4 to 6 frost-free months distinguish this temperate forest. Another is the boreal forest. Boreal forest or taiga represents the largest terrestrial biome, occurring between 50 and 60 degrees north latitudes. Boreal forest can be found in the broad belt of Eurasia and North America, 2/3 in Siberia, with the rest in Scandinavia, Alaska, and Canada. Seasons are divided into short, moist, and moderately warm summers, and long, cold, and dry winters. The length of growing season in boreal forest is 130 days. Grassland biome. Grasslands are characterized as lands dominated by grasses rather than large shrubs or trees. In the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, which span a period of about 25 million years, mountains rose in Western America and created a continental climate favorable to grasslands. Ancient forests declined and grasslands became widespread. Following the Pleistocene Ice Age, grasslands expanded in range as hotter and drier climates prevailed worldwide. There are two main divisions of grasslands. First is savanna. Savanna is a grassland with scattered individual trees. Savannas are always found in warm or hot climates, where the annual rainfall is from about 50.8 to 127 cubic meter per year. It is crucial that rainfall is concentrated in 6 or 8 months of the year, followed by a long period of drought when fires can occur. If the rain were well distributed throughout the year, many such areas would become tropical forests. Another one is the temperate grassland. Temperate grasslands are characterized as having grasses as the dominant vegetation. Trees and large shrubs are absent. Temperatures vary more from summer to winter, and the amount of rainfall is less in temperate grassland than in savannas. The major manifestation are the velds of South Africa, the Puzda of Hungary, the Pampas of Argentina and Uruguay, the steppes of former Soviet Union, and the plains and the prairies of Central North America. Temperate grasslands have hot summers and cold winters. Rainfall is moderate. The amount of annual rainfall influences the height of grasslands vegetation, with taller grasses in wetter regions.